I'm gonna be honest. Soon as I got up in there, soon as I got up in that club, I would have got up out of there. I'd have looked at that dude with the glitter on his face. I'd have looked at that girl and felt like, I don't think this is a spot for me, dog. Atlanta season 3, episode 8. Another one in the books. Was it my favorite episode? No. Did I think it was still a good episode? Yeah, but out of season 3, to be honest, I think this one was my least favorite episode. I wasn't drawn in as much as I was to the other one. Now they still gave us some things, especially with the cameos. And I'm actually gonna make a video about Kevin Samuels, because in episode 9, Kevin Samuels will be in the episode. That's crazy. And he passed away, you know. So I'm gonna make a video just talking about some things and showing my respect too, because you might not like the tone or whatever, but still an elder, you know. Show my respect, because I felt he cared about the community. But that's a whole nother video. Now, on this, some things that they touched on that I thought was dope was, one, the person that Paperboy was with, right? They were trying to make it like nobody cared about Paperboy, ain't nobody looking out for him. You know, that was like the metaphor with the hat. Ain't nobody telling you, you know, the truth, basically. And then we get to the end, and Earn has literally negotiated his masters. Paperboy didn't even know he owned his masters. You know what I'm saying? Like, dog, he is doing a fantastic job. I would have gave him a raise right then and there. Like, yo, dog, you deserve a raise. Because he didn't even know he owned his masters. And that's one of the most important things and harder things to get back once you become successful. Because, see, it's a lot of artists. Everybody be, you got to own your masters. It's a lot of artists that's masters ain't worth nothing. Like, nothing. You watch Gilly and Wallow joke about it all the time with Gilly. Like, yo, dog, your masters ain't worth nothing. I bought them from Birdman for $10. You know what I'm saying? So, it's like, a lot of artists that's really like that. Gilly masters might be worth more than 10. I'm sure they worth more than $10. But it's a lot of artists that his masters ain't worth nothing. So it's not worth something when you're not successful. But to the successful artists, oh yeah, it's worth a lot. And it's hard to get. Like, that's why when dudes don't have their masters in the beginning, they rarely get them. They get them 25, 30 years down the line. That's when dudes finally get their masters. You know, through contract. Because I think labels can't just have it forever. You know, so through contracts and stuff like that, they got to get the lawyers and all that. And then they finally get their masters, you know. So that was a dope thing that I noticed. Now, the whole thing about them going, they doing some type of drug. We see what turns out to be Paperboy laid out in the alley. When we first seen that at the beginning, I don't know where y'all mind went, but mine said, that's Paperboy. I don't know why I thought, I'm like, they probably doing something where that's going to end up being him, you know, because when they talking about the dope and the drugs and all that, usually, you know, something crazy like that happened. And that was him. And you see Darius when they walked by the guy at the beginning that was laying down, which ended up being Paperboy, but we didn't know that. Darius said, hey, just don't end up being that guy. The one thing that I thought they was going to go deeper into that they didn't, I'm like, oh, man. The red light district. Bruh, I done been to Europe. Oh, man. Europe, Middle East, all that. Dog, the red light district, it's something like nothing else that you gotta experience it. You go, it's just like crazy. Cause you know, we don't got nothing like that in the state. Not like that. Nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? In the States. So to go and and actually see that in person, me, and then see him walking through the red light district and seeing the chicks just exactly how they be in the glasses and stuff. Like, what? What is this? You know what I'm saying? You go up in the house and then it's like 5 girls in there. You like, oh God, and they like, hey, pick one. It's probably a mama san or something. She like, pick one. You like, oh, all right, But I thought they was gonna touch on that, especially at the beginning when they was talking about the masseuse and all that. That's another thing, the massages. That's why overseas you go get a massage and end up on some hoe. You like, oh, I ain't know they was this what the massages is like, So I thought they was gonna touch on that. They didn't though. They didn't touch on it. Even the part where he was running away from the little dudes and they start playing with a baby. I'm like, oh God. Them white dudes that was chasing him, they end up picking the baby out the stroller. I'm like, oh God. And then playing monkey in the middle with it. I'm like, this is ridiculous. But right when he went in that building, I said, okay, now they about to touch on this. Because as an American, when you go over to Europe and the Middle East and you see the lifestyle, you like, oh, it's different, bruh. They on a whole nother level. For real. So I wish they go in and hopefully they touch on, but I doubt it. If they was gonna touch on it, it would have been that episode. Now, he gets up in this club, the Castle Club, which I'm gonna be honest. Soon as I got up in there, soon as I got up in that club, I would have got up out of there. I'd have looked at that dude with the glitter on his face. I'd looked at that girl and felt like, I don't think this is a spot for me, dog. I ain't about to get up in here, be having drinks, get a little tipsy, then you don't know what go on, Or you already on a drug, like, dude, get up out this spot. That would have been my first instinct, like, as soon as I'd have seen that dude with the glitter on his face, I'd have been like, I would have, no disrespect. I wouldn't, no disrespect. You just got to make sure you respect me, and I'm going to get up out of here. You know what I'm saying? Hey, what up? Robert, what's up, brother? All right, what's going on? What's up, sister? Hey, you know what I'm saying? It's all good. But I'm about to get up out this club, But he knew it was weird. He like, yo, this club is weird. And he ends up staying. He stays and runs into Liam Nelson. And I like that he did this. Because Liam Nelson, big dude, he didn't have to do this. And he touched on that controversy that happened with him. Right? He touched on it. And they put a little spin on it. He's just like, hey, good thing I'm white, you know what I'm saying? It don't really matter, So, and that was what they was trying to give off with that whole conversation. And Paperboy noticed it at the end. He's like, huh? Really? And thank God he ended up getting up out of there. Because they was about to try to have him perform or whatever, So he ends up getting up out of there. And that whole part was good. I ain't gonna lie. That whole part was good. And it wasn't a bad episode, but it just was probably my least favorite out of all of them. But let me know what you thought about the episode. Did you think it was good compared to the rest of them? Not good, because we know it's a good episode. Do you think it was good compared to the rest of them? So not just good, but good compared to the rest of the episodes, within this season, because still good, but compared to the other ones, I thought this was okay. Now going forward, episode 9, we're gonna get Kevin Samuels, so I'm definitely doing that. So if you're not subscribed, subscribe, share the content, because people like to watch reviews. Share the content, click the like button. I appreciate all the support. People been hitting me up on social. I will be doing a video for a fan that's coming up, but that's in a later date. But I'm gonna do the video. They've been hitting me. When you gonna do it? I'm gonna do the video. All right. But Other than that, man, it's Smack your Guru. If you're still here, make sure you sub to the channel, click that like button, and as always, y'all be easy, be safe, peace.